So our next set of videos is about data visualization and evaluation of our results. So this will be split up into two videos. The first video is on data visualization, and this is where we're using Excel to create visual representation of the results of our analysis so that we can better understand the results. And also, this will aid us in communicating the results to people to other people that are interested in our findings. So the purpose of data visualization is to help us provide a deeper understanding of the results from our analysis, and also as a mean to communicate the results to other stakeholders that are interested in the results of our study. The second half of our data visualization and evaluation video is going to look at the results and apply the context so that we can look at the results through the lens of our research questions. We'll use the results of our study to answer the research questions. So with the analysis complete, it's time to visualize the results. We're going to visualize these results so that we can better interpret what we found and also to be able to communicate to others the findings from our analysis. So I'm going to click on my Results tab. And here you can see I put together three different graphs to represent the three areas of analysis that I carried out. First, over on the left side here, is taking a look at the correlations between each of the 16 questions and the campus. So this is the online versus on-campus response to each of the 16 questions. Just wanted to show how all the questions were significant. So the gray line represents the baseline for significance, and then the orange line represents the measure for each of the 16 questions, the chi-squared measure for each of the 16 questions. And by looking at this, you can see that all 16 questions were above the threshold, and some of them by quite a large margin. But the most important part is that all of these were well above the significant threshold. Therefore, all questions, there was a significant difference between the two, and therefore there was a correlation between the campus that the student is enrolled through and how they answer questions. All right, moving on to the next graph. Up here to the upper right, this is the differences in positive responses. This is where I was comparing the percent of online students that responded favorably to a question versus the on-campus students, the percent of those that responded favorably. And this chart shows the difference that for almost all questions, online students responded more favorably than on-campus students. With exception of question 103, we can see that there was basically no difference between the two. And question 119, where question 119 shows that on-campus students responded more favorably than online students. So this shows us quickly that we can see for most questions, online students were responding more favorably than on-campus students, with exception of questions 103, there was no difference, and question 119, where on-campus students responded more favorably. All right, and then the third chart down here, was the average response. Again, it's kind of supporting the previous plot, but just showing more the average so we can see what the differences look like. So you can see that for each of the questions, the orange represents the online response, which is for almost all questions is higher, a higher average than the on-campus questions, the on-campus response to those same questions. And you can see that the question 103, they are very close. And in question 119, the average response is slightly higher for on-campus than online students. So this shows that while there is a difference, we can see the percent difference, that difference in average score is just slightly better than the online students. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to take a look at these results that we're visualizing here and apply them to the context of our project.